So come on in, take a sip, and let's wind down. My name is Christopher. I'm delighted that you are here to solve this big, ginormous Sunday grid with me. Today is our 1,242nd solve on this channel. And it's funny because going back in history, before I started doing this channel, I never did Sundays. In fact, the first couple of months this channel was out, from about August of 2023, we didn't do the Sundays. And then people were like, hey, what's up? Why aren't you doing the Sunday? And I thought, oh, I guess I better start doing the Sundays. But I never did them because they were too big. And they were, generally speaking, oftentimes too easy. And it just seemed like, oh, gosh, just trudge through it. But because of spending the last couple of years doing this with you, I've gotten rather hooked on them, and I look forward to them very much. So today, our spectacular wind-down word of the day is gentacular. Gentacular. It just means pertaining to breakfast. Now, I only eat once a day, and I eat in the afternoons, usually between 2 and 4. So, like, we just had a surf and turf engagement here. Made steaks and some shrimp, and I whipped up a nice little bechamel sauce for the shrimp, and it was all just delicious, right? But that's when I eat, so don't have much of an opportunity to use the term gentacular, but as soon as one opens up, that being an opportunity, I'm going to jump on that one, I can assure you. So today in history, in 1868, Louis Ducas du Héron came up with a patent, right? Filed a patent that allowed photographs to be made color. That's pretty cool. Did that in Paris, France, not Paris, Texas. So, and on this day in 1904, the first Olympic Games in the United States closed in St. Louis, Missouri. So that's pretty fantastic. 1904, wow. So I want to say a nice little happy birthday to 3 amazing individuals. In 1859, Billy the Kid. Yeah, that guy. Mostly think of Emilio Estevez these days when I think of Billy the Kid. If I go way back to my childhood, I might think of Chris Christopherson. But the whole thing is, yeah, I mean, he made a dent in American history, did he not? In 1887, the world was gifted Boris Karloff, and he was born in London. And interestingly enough about Billy the Kid, he was born in New York City. I do believe he was an Irish, the kid of Irish immigrants or something like that. I don't know. I don't know much about it. I never really studied wild Western history as much. And in 1992, oh, wow, and we are ginormous stands here in christopher.combest. But in 1992, the world was introduced to Miley Cyrus, and I think she is amazing. So happy birthday to everybody who was born on November 23rd. So let's go ahead and hop into our grid and see what we've got today. Okay, second in command. This is a pretty cool title for the grid, and this is a construction by Trenton Charlson. Okay, we've got crossword royalty. We've got to love our crossword royalty. I have not seen his name in the grid in several years, but this is a name. And when you see this name on a Saturday or a Friday, buckle up, right? All right, let's hop in and see what we got going on here today. Departed unceremoniously. I have no idea, and I have a feeling we're going to be up to a pretty challenging Sunday, so that will be fun. Fill with love. Is this an O? Pants in slang could be trowel. Okay, that gives me something here. More. And let's see, can we call this an anchor though? That's the big question. Departed unceremoniously. Well, I mean, it could have eroded. That would be pretty unceremoniously. I don't know. Let's see. Seeing someone say, dizzying designs could be art. And one may keep a watch on you. It could be a strap. It's interesting. I have a pretty cool watch collection. I only have one watch with a strap. Everything else is, no, I've got two. I'll take that back. Mostly I have these bracelets that keep my watches on, but I do have a strap on my, I guess it would be my Panerai, and I have a strap on my Zeppelin. So, police department members. Okay, certain vacation booking in Madrid. Samwise blank. Oh, Lord of the Rings. Der Herr der Ringe. The Lord of the Rings. Der Herr der Ringe in German. And I think this is Samwise, is it Gamgee? I'm fairly certain. Love actually would fit, but it's not going to fit with the U and the A that we have here, but we could have a love language. And my love language is, you're doing a good job. That's all I need to hear. And I thought I put in Gamgee. I guess I got a little ahead of myself and forgot to do that much. So, certain vacation booking in Madrid. I've got this fairly certain that the police department members here could be sergeants. So, I'm going to say we could probably risk a Spanish something. Canine frenemy of Garfield. Oh, that's a clever throwback. It really is. And so, no, we don't have eroded. We must have eloped. Yeah, so a leisurely evening walk could be a paseo. Haven't heard that in a long time. Addis Ababa's country would be Ethiopia, and seeing someone could be on a date. I didn't even think about that. German article, dia. Yeah, there's a lot of those. And so if you're learning German, or let's say you speak conversational German, but you have a hard time with these articles, well, yeah, so like the definite articles can be crazy. You got die, der, and das, right? So, and it's based on gender, whether it's masculine, feminine, or neuter. But you've also got Dane and Dynam and just all kinds of stuff out there. There's a lot of them. So what I do, unless I just know it, is I put a D apostrophe in front of whatever that noun is, right? That's just kind of how that works for me. So instead of worrying about whether it's das Auto or die Auto or der Auto, I'll just say de Auto. De Auto. It works, believe it or not. Do the right thing. We got a V here. Number of ancient kings in pre-Republic Rome. Gosh, I want to say that's 7. I don't know, because I'm thinking, but I think do the right thing is to aviate, and the golden rule of aviation is to aviate, navigate, and communicate, and in that order, right? So when you find yourself in a pickle, aviate, then navigate, and then get on the radio, right? Hey, you, this is me. Having a bit of trouble. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I guess this would be a VIR. I guess it would be a 7. My Shotzi always tells me to go with my gut, but I sometimes forget to do that. So, is this a Spanish Ramada? I don't know. Mark, who portrayed Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill. And we got a feisty little Sunday grid is what we got here. This is very nice so far. Contained, could be held. I'm loving this one. Couldn't agree more. Amen. All right. Part of what makes you, you. Okay, let's go with DNA. Shepherded could be led. And it may come with attachments. How about an email? John in the Radio Hall of Fame. I wouldn't even know where to begin on that. Honest to goodness could be real. And exceed. Strengths. Potent. I don't know. Little reminders. Okay, so this could be go past. To give you some insight where my brain's going, I'm trying to think of what these downs could be. I kind of voiced out maybe like strengths could be possibility. It could be potencies, I guess. It could be, yeah, I don't know. Looking at that, there's a large number of letters here. So, but this one here, little reminders, could be post-its. And if that is the easy check, meeting of the minds. Well, we're just talking about this very subject in the comments with the channel's queen, Queen Sue. She mentioned something about screaming at the TV about something that, and I can hear it. Maybe in the future. I'm hearing from the future when you're yelling at the TV or the computer or whatever you're watching on. I was just talking about the fact that if we could ever get our telepathy down, it might be time to go play some $1 million a hand poker. So I'm gonna go with ESP. I hope this is a ESP, because if it's not, I mean, really put a lot into that. Scruffs, napes. My dad used to grab the dogs by the nape of the neck and carry them around, and they didn't seem to mind, but I was always wincing when I saw that, like, oh, put them down. That's gotta hurt, no, I guess it didn't, but it was still. Tiny stinger. We have an R here, word with gauge or guitar. Yeah, we could have an R. It could be an air guitar, an air gauge, so I'm thinking this could be a red ant. And Nashville to Asheville direction. Okay. I've been to both, but I couldn't tell you. Let's see. Strengths. So, yeah, I think we might have potencies. And I'm assuming we're going to east by southeast. Jalopy could be a crate. I don't think we've ever had one. Is this John Tesh? I didn't know he was a radio person. I always thought he was on Entertainment Tonight before he started playing beautiful piano pieces. What Wile E. Coyote thinks before his new purchase? Acme to the rescue. Maybe. It's pretty clever if it is. So, see, we got a Spanish Ramada, but if we flip that around, it would be the Armada. Yeah. Okay, and then so came to the rescue here for the flip around. Maybe that's the whole second in command thing. I'm not quite sure just yet. Nest egg initials could be IRA, and standing on the street could be cred. Activity for a nimble-footed noble in Imperial Russia. It opened in 1835 with a Chamber of Horrors. Oh. These are all over Europe. I think Madame Tussauds. I gotta go through my head. Gotta see. Oh, no, we gotta give it the French Madame Tussauds. I think that's it. Now we really gotta check it, though, because I couldn't tell you for sure. Sargasso Sea Quartet. I have no idea. Newsroom VIPs. Newsroom. Maybe editors. Let's see. Tight fit. Reminiscent of a certain French author's work. So is this perhaps an S? Naked as a jaybird. Yeah, so I think whatever this is going to be esque. So that'll help this. It tells me that a tight fit could be a squeeze. Bonanza Discoveries. I'm talking about oars? perhaps contrarian in a nursery rhyme. I think we've got Mary here, and I've often referred to her as just the contrarian, right? You know, I know we're talking about Mary, quite contrary, but I'm saying Mary had a little lamb, right? You know, and then she kind of gets contrary with everything else. I mean, she knew the lamb couldn't go to school, but there she goes with the school, didn't go off to the school with the lamb, and the lamb wasn't supposed to follow, but it did, and she didn't really go out of her way to get the lamb back into whatever lambs stay in. Pens? I don't know. Is it a lamb sty? No idea. Tears down. How about raises? I'll never forget when I first came in contact with this word. I was looking at the lyrics jacket to a cassette I bought in, I think, 1989 from R.E.M., and the song was World Leader Pretend. And I thought, oh, I don't think I know that song. I don't know that word. And I was kind of a bit of a dictionary nerd in a way, so, you know, I was like, oh, check that out. Then all of a sudden, it's like it was that whole new word that I just started using all the time, right? You know, tight formations, very fast. Do we have potentially an I here? No idea. An N here. Little reminders could be notes. So, yeah, I'm thinking maybe in a flash. And that would give us huddles. And Sargasso C quartet S's. All right, got it. Nice. That's good. Mortal mother of Dionysus. I prefer the Bacchanalian Bacchus. So, but I think this is simile. I think. What bridesmaids might point out as the inferior choice while shopping. So, is this an S? Experts in CPR could be EMTs, so probably lesser of 2 something. And observes Ramadan in a way, maybe fasts. Many a university benefactor, maybe an alum. Reminiscent of a certain French, maybe Emile Zola. So whatever we're looking for here at 75 down, we'll have a suffix, hopefully, that goes with eyes. Cocktails with curacao, be Mai Tais. Yeah, do you ever get on, you go buy a bottle of like that blue curacao and you're all excited about it because it looks so delicious. And I mean, it's just basically blue sugar water with a bunch of alcohol in it, right? You know, like you're thinking, oh, that'll be so delicious. But then you don't, you know, you make the mistake of taking a shot of it. And it's like, whoa, ugh. Yeah, it's like saccharine sweet. It's in there, right? Great in some drinks though, like a blue Hawaii. Japan's largest carrier would be ANA. Okay, so activity for a nimble-footed noble in Imperial Russia. So I'm assuming, since we're playing on these little phrases, maybe dancing with and going off of Armada, Ramada, Acme to the rescue, came to the rescue. So how about dancing with the czars? Let's check them. Reason to see an ophthalmologist, maybe a sty. But take a warm rag. I'm not a physician. I am a doctor of humane letters, so take that under advisement. Should not be handing out medical advice, but boy, I used to get all butthurt when I had a sty in my eye. And then Shotzi said one day, because I rarely get them, and like every 10 years maybe, and she's like, oh, she's a nurse, and so she's like, just get a warm rag and just press the living crap out of it, and you'll squeeze the infection out, you know. And then all of a sudden it's fine. Like we're talking like 5 minutes later. So do what you got to do. Safely. Get professional help if necessary. Olive of old cartoons. Popeye. Okay, got it. Olive oil. Oh, skinny eyes. See, 90-degree bend could be an L. And like the set of single-digit integers, perhaps we're talking about finite, when the first mammals and dinosaurs appeared, and I think this is the Triassic period. Triassic period. Okay, gotta get a little get a little wobbly whenever I start typing stuff in midway. Summer hours in LA. How about Pacific Daylight Time? Grovels, no, too big. Made it big. Something ED, I bet. Indiana pro athlete, could be a pacer. Actress Khan, who played Frenchie in Greece. So I think this is Didi Khan, I think. Snooped around. Up now. Is this an O float component? Could be a soda. So maybe nosed around. And grovels, maybe eats dirt. All right, so then we've got play one's part is to act, potentially. And I hope you don't mind, but I do feel it is time to take this jacket off. We were just downstairs at the Christmas markets, you know, and I had 2 jackets on, and I was still a little cold when I came up, but now I'm not cold anymore. So, made it big. How about succeeded? Succeeded. Billions and billions of boutique items. I'm looking at this. Is this an octillion of dresses versus cotillion of dresses? I don't know. Indignant retort. I am so... How dare you? Big name in kitchenware. The OXO. Charge to redeem mutual funds. I do believe is an exit fee. Got very close to that during the government shutdown. Like, wow, we're going to have to cash something, man. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Many a yeshiva student. I'm assuming we're talking about a Jew. We've only got 3 letters. Goldie, who won a 1969 Oscar for Cactus Flower. And I think it was her birthday yesterday, was it not? Or was it on Friday? Cannot remember that. Number 1, say, could be a fave. And so a 4x4 for 1 could very well be an all-terrain vehicle. Not all. I mean, if you got a big old 4x4 F-250 Super Duty, you're not, I mean, go ahead. It's just going to allow you to get that sucker stuck even further out than you ever would have in, you know, a rear-wheel drive pickup or something like that, right? So, yeah, is it really all-terrain? I don't know about that. Some 4x4s, absolutely. Vita narrator, don't cry for me, Argentina. We talk about Shay here, and great play, by the way. I thought it was a fantastic movie, to be honest with you. Be damn, but damn. I think this might be the polar opposite of bedazzle. Maybe it's to curse. Let's see what we got here. Part of many Latin American city name, could be sun for saint. So I think we've got a curse. This is a very challenging Sunday. I get it. I'm liking it. It is really kind of a kick in the third point of contact, and I'm loving that. Right? I think we might have a full 7-day thing here, right? You know, I mean, we had a fantastic grid on Monday. And here it is Sunday, and everyone has just been phenomenal. So, stare down. Don't know. San Francisco's maybe the No Valley. The national fruit of Japan. The kaki is a variety of it. And so, obviously, I mean, we all kind of see persimmon in here, but I'm wondering if I remember how to spell persimmon. So, I think I have spelled it never. So we'll see. Sport. Maybe have on. Everything we're having to really check here, though, aren't we? I mean, there's nothing that just feels like, it's it, except for maybe olive oil and sand, right? Yeah, okay. Because if I all I had was a blank and an A and a blank, I'd be like, it could be loss, it could be sand. I don't know. So yeah, but I think stare down is just outface. Can you outface somebody? I don't think I've ever heard that before. The kiss cam. Woo! Did you see where that couple was up on the kiss cam? And it turns out that they probably shouldn't have been coupling on a kiss cam. It was like the boss of some company with the HR director. Wow, that had to be hard to explain. Well, who do you have to talk to then? You can't go to HR. Can't go to the boss. I guess they had to sit and basically have a talk with each other. Like, I hope it was worth it, because it's going to be expensive from here. Like some suits. I think we got civil and eyes. Civilized. Very nice. We got that over there at 71 across. Feeling pretty good about that. What I'm not feeling good about is the odds that I haven't fat-fingered something. One might have a how's my driving bumper sticker. And I don't know, a semi-tractor trailer. Lithe, Jedi trained by Luke Skywalker. Well, I thought he trained Ben and Ray. Ray, I think that's an E. Let's see if it's an R or a B here. Aquatic apex predators. Nope, those are orcas. I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to say I'm afraid of them, but I do not want to ever come in contact with one, that's for sure. I don't know what it is about those things. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in a semi here for our how's my driving bumper sticker, and then put svelte in for lithe. And so far it seems like we might be working out pretty well with Ray. A dirty look could be the eye. The eye, the all-powerful eye. It's the hags when they were looking into the future saw what Perseus was up to. Contents of a murky cauldron. Twice! Okay. I have no idea. No idea where to go. Kind of PC port. Parking spot. Oh, maybe it could be a seat. Corner of a diamond could be a base. Also clever. So I think we got a USB port. Museum funding organization could be the NEA. If it's even in existence anymore, I'm not sure. Tuna often served tartare would be ahi, and I do like that very much. Steak tartare might be my favorite dish on the planet, but then the tuna tartare, that's right up there with it. Berries, maybe inters. Stop to a sailor. Well, my dad and my sister were the sailors. My mother and I were the soldiers. If I had to guess, I would say maybe a heave to. Let's check it. Puts forward could be posits. It may elicit a blessing, and that could be an achu. Advance could be to loan, so let's check that. Home of 8 of the world's 10 tallest mountains must be Nepal. Bananas could be loco, and that makes sense to a lot of us, I think. And so approximately 33.8 fluid ounces would be 1 liter. And let's see, country singer Yearwood. Wow, I haven't heard her name in forever. Trisha Yearwood. Emulate a vagabond could be to rove. Roll if you want to. I know it was Rome. Just saying. So contents of a murky cauldron twice. Oh, okay. So this could be an unclear potion or a nuclear option. Wow. Okay, that's cool. All right. I mean, really, this is great stuff. Legendary snake exterminator familiarly could be Saint Pat. And that is why they don't have snakes in Ireland. Really, I don't really think we have many snakes anywhere up here in like cold Europe. I mean, I don't think there's any. There might be one or two in Germany, but I don't know. They've got basically 2 months to not be hibernating, basically. I can imagine. So it looks like our bridesmaids might point out as the inferior choice while shopping is a lesser of two veils versus evils. All right, I'm liking it. Actor Malek of The Amateur would be Rummy. I'm such a fan of his work. That dude just... The Amateur was fantastic. But everything he touches seems to just be gold. It's kind of like... If you hear that Adrian Brody is gonna, is being optioned for a movie, you guarantee there's gonna be talk of Oscars there, right? I mean, like that dude just exudes Oscars. Craziness. Let's see. So, figure who might say, "Look at me on the cover of all these fashion magazines." So, egocentric model. Banana Republic competitor. When I saw that JC there, and then 2 blanks and a W, I thought we're screwed. I screwed something up, but no, I think we got J. Crew. It's another one. I don't think I've seen a J. Crew catalog since the 1980s. Maybe the 90s. I don't know when the last time I saw a J. Crew anything. I'm going back to Texas for a couple of weeks in the middle of December. And when I do, I have to go to some malls. I mean, clearly, if I'm going to stay up on what's happening in the crosswords, I need to go to actual malls. The last place on the planet I want to ever go to is a mall. But I'm going to have to go to the malls so I can see what these stores are. I mean, I've been guessing at a lot of them here, kind of sheltered away in Germany, but comically ridiculous, could be goofy. And sugar suffix always os. Send packing could be to oust. Mouth puckering could be sour. So we kind of have a sour and sweet. All we're missing here now is bitter, salty, and umami. And we have all of the tastes. Some sci-fi film effects in brief could be CGI. Pretty please. Utterances of disappointments could be Oz. And so maybe a can I and rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat. All right, put out. Okay, I guess I wasn't expecting that one. How about a myth? We have a myth here, metaphorical place of indecision. This indecision's bugging me. Like many of Horace's works, and we're talking about Odic. Programming pioneer Lovelace would be Ada. So yeah, I think we got an octillion. Big fiasco could be a snafu. Situation normal, all fouled up. I don't think I've ever used the word foul when I was saying snafu. I was thinking the other one, but yeah. That's your out. Look for... Is this a K? I don't know. Up now. What do we got up here? Tries to get a rise out of. Ringmaster. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Couldn't agree more. Things from a distant land. How about exotica? Just get that back in place. So cousin of Gomez Adams would be cousin it. So maybe Bates. Dude, you were baited into that, man. You should have been a little bit smarter, you know. You have to say yeah. So I guess up now could be awoken. And let's see, look for could be a seek. So a ringmaster could be a boxer. So, okay, it's octillion dresses versus cotillion dresses. All right, and then so couldn't agree more. How true. Mine could be to heed. And I can tell you right now, if we fat fingered something, we're gonna let the puzzle show us where we fat fingered it. Because I don't care if I'm no longer on my however many day streak, we'll just let it tell us where to go find it. But I think when we're talking mine could be to tend or to heed, actually follow one's suggestions. How did we do, Bob? I feel like that was by the hair of my chinny chin chin. I really, really do. It did not feel like I was really in command of that. I was not really checking as I went. And I'm not a touch typist, so therefore I can't watch what I'm typing as I go, and that really is a problem. But, Trenton Charlson, you are crossword royalty. I mean, to the nth degree. And this was absolutely a fabulous, fabulous Sunday. You basically just... You nailed it. I don't even know what to say here. I mean, you absolutely nailed this one. Beautifully done. Gorgeous execution. Everything in here. Even the use of S's, which is something I normally groan at. Like, I'm usually groaning away when I hear, S's and C's, D's, and all that stuff. Even though when I construct, I have my own fair share of them, right? Sometimes it's like, it's just going to have to work. But you made this work, right, with the Sargasso C quartet. That was just clever in and of itself. The whole thing just gives me tingles. I really wish that, I wish I had the patience to construct the Sunday grid. And if I ever did, I'd want it to be this good, right? So, bravo, Trenton Charlson. Wow. I mean, just wow. We'll bring down our bannière de adieu. What a fabulous grid for us today. Well, it's just super. So, wow, here we go. That was the 1,242nd solve of our channel. And it's just been amazing. So if you don't mind giving us a like or, even subscribing, that would be fabulous as well. I would really appreciate that very, very much. It helps kind of keep the lights on around here. But in the meantime, until we see you tomorrow for the Monday grid, should be a pretty quiet week. Looking forward to getting my just a quiet week. Wow, it's been such a busy couple of weeks, the last couple of weeks, and it's going to be time to just chill a bit and get some of that nug work out of the way that you had to put on hold because of all of the crazy special events that were going on last week. And so it's going to be really nice to get that done. But until we see you tomorrow for that Monday grid, auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, arrivederci, que tengas uno lindo días, masalamati, annyeonghaseyo, and to our friends in Vietnam, hen lap kai. Be well out there. Remember, it's always best to be good to your mother, no matter what. And remember that those thick foreign accents, like my grandmother carried all with her the entirety of her life as an American. Right? Those thick foreign accents are hard to understand. Those accents that's a sign. They're connected to people with the hearts of lions. They're very, very brave to start a new life in a new world where they don't even have the currency of the lingua franca, right? So that's an amazing thing too. And more than anything else, like I always say, saying something along the lines of I stand with my fellow humans is not a partisan thing at all. It's not political. We can take up for one another anytime. Cheers. Be well out there.